Yay, so I am finally starting to read this book. So I'm gonna do like a very short book presentation and explain to you what this book is about. So it's Beyond Infinity by Eugenia Cheng. So it was shortlisted for the Royal Society Science Book Prize, and over here it says an expedition to the outer limits of the mathematical universe, and it has a blurb by Alex Bellos. Clear, clever, and friendly, and very exciting. It's signed for me. I'm so happy. Like, she came to Edinburgh and did like a public lecture and stuff, and that's when I bought the book, and she signed it for me. And it has her name with like the infinity over there because it's Beyond Infinity, and it says for Iona, that's me, from Life Through Mathematician's Eyes. Yay! Exciting. So yeah, so let's go on the back. It says on the top we have another blurb. So it says Beyond Infinity is a spirited and friendly guide, appealing down to earth about maths that's extremely far out. That's by Jordan Ellenberg, author of the How Not to Be Wrong. And then we have the description of the book. How can one little symbol, and that's infinity, hold the biggest idea of all? In Beyond Infinity, Eugenia Cheng explores the inner workings of this powerful, counterintuitive concept to shed light on the fundamental truths of the heart, at the heart of mathematics. So, yeah, sounds general. We have another blurb that says an individual journey into numbers from an absolutely fresh perspective. Eugenia Cheng's winning combination of passion and delight in the subject makes Beyond Infinity a very engaging introduction to a forbidden subject. So that's from Royal Society Prize Judges citation. We have another one, witty, charming, and crystal clear. That's very nice. Eugenia Cheng's enthusiasm and carefully chosen metaphors and analogies carry us effortlessly through the mathematical landscape of the infinite. A brilliant book. So that's from Ian Stewart, author of Calculating the Cosmos, and not only. I think he is like one of my favorite authors for like general books about maths. Then we have mesmerizing Cheng's argument about how our minds are stretched in the effort to conceive infinity is ultimate proof that it's the journey, not the destination, which counts. Big issue. Great. Oh, just in case you were wondering, this book costs £9.99. Yeah. And it was first published in, I think I should speak about these ones as well. It was first published, I think, in 2017. Why does it have two names? 2017, 2018? Was it published twice? I don't know. Anyway, so this is it. I also want to read the bit about Eugenia Cheng. So she is a honorary fellow in pure mathematics at the University of Sheffield and scientist in residence at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. She was educated at the University of Cambridge and did postdoctoral work at the Universities of Cambridge, Chicago, and Nice. Since 2007, her YouTube lectures and videos have been viewed over 1 million times. A concert pianist, she also speaks French, English, and Cantonese, and her mission in life is to rid the world of maths phobia. She is the author of How to Bake Pie, and I've read How to Bake Pie, I think, a year ago. So I will put some links about either my book review or anything else I have about the book How to Bake Pie, so you can get an idea about this. And yeah, let's see, what else can I tell you about the book? I don't understand why some books have these like empty pages at the back, but anyway, he has 284 pages, but as I can see, it has an index at the back, so it's not that much. So the acknowledgements, I like the fact that it has infinity everywhere, but like basically the last page you should be reading is 278, so that's good. Let's see the contents. So it has a prologue, and then it's split into parts. I'm gonna get this one out. It says it has part 1, and part 2, and that's it. Acknowledgements and index. So the part 1 is about the journey. So it speaks about what is infinity, playing with infinity, what infinity is not, infinity slips away from us again, counting up to infinity, some things are more infinite than others, counting beyond infinity, comparing infinities, what infinity is. Okay, and then part 2 is the sights. Where is infinity? Things that are nearly infinity. Interesting. Infinite dimensions, infinite dimensional categories. The how do I pronounce that? Infinitesimally small, like very, very small. Long word. When infinity nearly caused mathematics to fall apart, and maybe also your brain. Okay. Weirdness, where infinity is. Great, sounds interesting. I'm just gonna go over it. It has a couple of images, that's good. It should be some functions over there. Maybe that was like... Okay, I'm gonna go fast. Sounds interesting, so I will let you know how I feel about it as I go, and I will try to put a couple of notes in the book, so when I do a proper review you'll get the whole idea. So yeah, I hope it's good. So I'm trying to get a little bit more organized because I want to film every single bit about the book I'm reading now. So that's Beyond Infinity by Eugenia Cheng. And in one of my old daughters where I used to like put, or diaries, however you want to call this, like blog post ideas and stuff like that, I've made a list of some questions I want to answer when I go through the book or when I finish the book. So some of them are related to the blurbs and the quotes that people are putting on the cover and at the back. So a lot of people are saying the book is friendly, or like it's a friendly guide. Do I feel the same way about it? Do I just consider the book to be friendly, or is just like a blurb on the front, as you can see over there, or the back? And then Ian Stewart describes it as crystal clear. So he actually says witty, charming, crystal clear. That's very interesting for a mathematical book from my point of view. That means like every single bit that's in this book is supposed to be like clear, so there should not be any like issues about it. So I want to see if I agree with that. And then at the back, exactly the last quote over there, it says about how our minds are stretched in the effort to conceive infinity. So I'm actually curious if she's gonna speak about how our mind works in this understanding the concept of infinity. So that is something I want to see if she's actually doing, because that last blurb kind of made me think that she will cover some psychology or something related to the mind. And then I looked at the cover and it had some like interesting drawings other than like the nice infinity with like some mathematical bits on it, but it has like a chess piece, and then I think those are cookies. I might be wrong, but I think they are cookies. And then on this side you have a bicycle, and then I have the feeling this is something like not mathematical, either a theater, but I'm not completely sure if that is a theater. So I'm curious if all of those have anything to do with infinity, and if she will mention something like that or not in the book. And then obviously my last two questions are kind of like my normal questions when I read a book like this, is like, who can read this book? So is it actually for general public, or is it just like people think it is for general public, but you do need a lot of like other mathematical knowledge and concepts around it. And the last bit is what do I feel about the amount of mathematical concepts in here. Is it like just too little? Is it boring? Is it not enough? Is it too much? It's like stuff like that. So these are the questions I want to answer at the end, and I will let you know the answer of all of them. So yeah, but at the moment I've just like started, so I can't say much about it so far, so I will let you know how I feel about it. Okay, so I thought I'm gonna answer a couple of questions right now because I finished the book and I thought, oh well. So the first question we have, a lot of people are saying the book is friendly or a friendly guide. Do I feel the same way about it? So first of all, I think I have to say the language used in the book feels friendly-ish. So it feels like a friend is talking to you, then like a mathematician tries to explain something to you, because she uses a lot of like comparisons from real life that are presented nicely and in a friendly manner. It's as if like your best friend tries to explain something to you. So I would say yes, it feels friendly. And maybe a friendly guide. Yeah, I think it's just because of the language used in the book. That's why I can say it's like friendly, because it's a friendly language. Okay, second question, we have Ian Stewart describes it as I can't speak, crystal clear. Do I agree? Well, I think it's a tough question actually, because generally speaking, I would say the explanations are pretty clear. I don't think she goes in a lot of detail without explaining as much as she can. But I wouldn't say it's like crystal clear. And that's not because she's not explaining things right. It's just because I thought that in the second part of the book, she goes through some topics a little bit faster than in the first part. In the first part felt like very basic, and like the explanations felt like more clear, while in the second part she goes through like some of the more complicated aspects. And I feel because of that, and she wants to explain so much in so little space, the explanations kind of like feel a little bit, not all over the place, but not as crystal clear as in the first part, if that makes sense. Also, because I'm here with the parts. The start of the second part, I felt it was so strange. So I'm looking at 141, and that was because it felt like a completely different book. So when she starts like where is infinity and stuff, in this part she basically present what she will be doing in the second part of the book. It's like in chapters 12 and 13 we'll look at ways in which our brains have an unbounded capacity even if our brains aren't themselves infinite. So the first part felt like now she's going through what she's going to explain in every single chapter, which most of the time that's what I am expecting at the start of the whole book. So this one was okay, and then when I got to 10 I was like, it feels like a second book, because she's explaining what she's going to do in the next chapters, while over here she didn't actually. Anyway, I hope that makes a little bit more sense, but yeah. Okay, so that was question number 2. Question number 3, we have big issue quote. I don't remember the quote. Okay, it's the last one over here. Great. How our minds are stretched in the effort to conceive infinity. Okay, is she going to speak about how the mind works? Actually, no. But she does mention how like people understand different concepts and how it feels like our intuition is going and is not as we expect things to be. But she doesn't actually speak about how our mind works exactly. So yeah, I think that was quite straightforward answer. So yeah. Question number 4 I have over here is the cover has some drawings of cookies, chess pieces, a bike. Is there any connection between these and infinity? So I actually want to find them again. Oh yeah, cookies, chess piece, and bike. Now, I should have paid attention in the book more to this, but I haven't. I know that she speaks about cooking. She has a couple of examples and comparisons of different concepts related to cooking. Now, I do not actually remember if she speaks about a specific recipe, like a cookie recipe and stuff. I might want to go to look at the index and see if she actually speaks about cookies specifically. I don't think she does. I might be wrong. Oh yeah, she does speak about cookies quite a lot. But yeah. So, but I don't remember anything specific, so I would say maybe that's why. Yeah. While the chess piece, I don't remember anything about chess in the book. I think the chessboard is mentioned, maybe, but I don't remember anything specific. And the bike, she uses a couple of comparisons of people traveling and like experiences from her traveling, but I don't think she speaks about bikes specifically. See, I haven't actually paid attention to these details. Let's see, does she speak about bikes? I don't think she does. Actually, right now, I don't really know. I know she speaks about like her travels and stuff, and maybe the bike is about those bits, but I don't think. Well, I can actually check if she says anything about chess piece. Oh no, chessboard appears once. So yeah, that's kind of it. Cookies appear a lot, but a lot of her comparisons and stuff are about like cooking, because I think that's like one of her hobbies and stuff. And then she mentions traveling, so I will presume the bike has something to do with that. But other than that, I don't think there is much of a connection between these things, or maybe I'm wrong. If you've read the book, I'm actually really curious to let me know if you figure out there is any connection between those things. Yeah. But anyway. Okay, question number 5. Who can read this book? Well, I think anyone can read the book. Yeah. I don't think she has a concept that is not at least a little bit explained so that you will understand it, even if you've never heard of it from school or you've never done it in school and stuff like that. So I think everyone. And as I said with the first question, the language feels very friendly. It feels like she's telling a story, so she's just trying to explain
this concept to a friend. So I have the feeling that because of that, everyone can read the book. Yeah, I think so. Also, I've recommended this book on our Facebook book club group, sort of, to like people that are searching for books for teenagers or like pupils in school and stuff. I think it's pretty interesting. Maybe not the whole book if you don't want to do it all in a go, but like specific chapters from it you can choose and like read with your kids and stuff. So I think it will be mind-blowing, some of them, but they're interesting, and yeah, I think it's worth it. So I would say everyone. I don't think I can say you need to have a specific mathematical background to read the book. I think it's everyone can read it. Last question. What do I feel about the amount of mathematical concepts in here? Well, I have to say that the first part felt a little bit more basic, while the second part felt a little bit more mathematical in a way. So I think she goes through, I don't want to say too much because I feel like if I'm gonna say too much I'm gonna give away parts of it, and I don't really want to, but she goes through a lot of things and in a nice manner. So you get to like some basic number work over here, some basic like logic, some basic things about infinity, and some basic things about numbers and the number sets, like the natural numbers, the integers, the rationals, irrationals, and so on. So I think she goes pretty nice with those. And then on the second part she goes more into like more complicated stuff. So she touches like some of parts like integrals and Cantor's theorems and stuff, and yeah, obviously. And I think it is a nice combination of things, and I felt that was good. She repeats herself a little bit in some parts, like she uses the same type of comparison, or she goes back to the same thing she said in like the first part. So somewhere at the beginning she speaks about Hilbert. Is that how I pronounce the name? Hilbert hotel, the infinite hotels. I think it's Hilbert's hotel, like a hotel with an infinite number of rooms and stuff. I hope I'm saying that right. And then whenever she uses that one later in other aspects and other chapters, she goes over and explains it again a little, and I feel like I don't need to read this explanation again because I've just read it in the beginning, like it was a whole chapter about it. But she repeats herself a little bit in respect to that, but it's not bad. It's not like a bad thing. It's just, yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, I've answered all 6 questions. Ace. Also, it would be really nice if you guys could answer some of these questions in the comments down below. So yeah, because I'm really curious to know what you think about it. So just let me know. And the book is completely finished, so I thought I will give you my final thoughts about it. So oh, first of all, sorry for my voice. The cold is real, so yeah. But anyway, so generally speaking, I liked the book. I don't have I don't think I have anything to complain about it too much. Sorry for this. If you are interested on Goodreads, I gave it 4 stars out of 5, so I think that is pretty good. Generally speaking, I don't have to say too much. The book is about infinity. It goes from very basic aspects and concepts to like more complicated ones. It is very interestingly split in like the part 1 and the part 2. I thought those were pretty nice. It has a lot of very nice comparisons between mathematical concepts and real world examples, but they can be a little bit strange depending on what you like to do. So for example, she has quite a lot of comparisons between different mathematical concepts and cooking. A lot of stuff. Like I think she speaks about sandwiches, cookies a little bit, and then other stuff. If you're not a big fan of cooking, or you don't really enjoy anything, or you don't know too much about all of these things, you will find it. You won't like those comparisons, for sure. Now, I'm not a big fan of cooking, but I get some of the things, so I wasn't completely impressed by those comparisons, for example, and I feel like I wish we're not speaking about cooking right now, but they weren't bothering me too much. But I have the feeling that for some people, those comparisons might not be the best for specific things, so bear in mind, she likes cooking. And you will get a couple of comparisons about cooking, and she explains different mathematical concepts through cooking, which could make you very excited, or it can make you feel like, what on earth is she talking about? But yeah. Other than that, I think I enjoyed some of her other comparisons with like traveling and the other experiences she has. I think they were like more interesting because I related more to those comparisons than the one with the cooking, related to cooking. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. I think it's for everyone. I do advise you though, because the book has like a specific not a specific language, but it feels like a friend is trying to explain something to you, so she uses like some more like friendly explanations, and she doesn't use a lot of mathematical not concepts, but vocabulary more. I have the feeling that if you're looking for a more exact mathematical presentation of infinity, this is not the book. This feels like a friend trying to explain to another friend that is not a mathematician, and he or she doesn't know too much about the concept, tries to explain infinity. So this is how it is. So if you're not sure you want to read something like this, I do advise you to read a sample before you go into the book, because it's very, it feels like very to the general public in some concepts, though I think mathematicians will like it as well, so we'll appreciate the effort. So yeah, but that's kind of it. I gave it 4 stars. I still think it's good, it's nice. I will recommend it to a lot of people, and I think it's a very interesting touch on like an aspect of mathematics that's not actually related to real life concepts and examples, and she tries her best, and it's pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you think about the book in the comments below. Also, please don't forget to answer some of the questions I've answered previously about it. And yes, that is it. Also with this video, can you let me know if you would like to see more videos like this about the books? Because if you enjoyed this one, the first time I'm trying something like this, I could do something similar to other books that I read. So yeah, I will put all the links to the social media down below. I will also put all of the links to our book club on Goodreads and Facebook, so you can check it out and you can read the books with us. So yeah, enjoy the day, enjoy reading books about mathematics, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye.